Suppose that two payments haven't been made. We had a payment that was due 2 years ago that was $1,850, and a payment due 6 months ago that was $1,550. What we're going to do is renegotiate an alternative to equal-sized payments 3 months and 9 months from today. And that's going to put us in an equivalent economic position, and let's assume that money can earn 4.3% compounded quarterly. Let's try to determine the size of the equal-sized payments. In order to help us think through this problem, we are probably going to have to set up a time diagram. Here I've focused on the main times of interest. I had to put today in the middle because we did have some payments that happened in the past. So for example, we had a missed payment of $1,850 2 years ago, or 24 months ago, and then a missed payment of $1,550 6 months ago. Now what we're proposing is a new payment stream, which I'll write down in green. We're going to have an equal-sized payment 3 months and 9 months from today. So these two payments will be the same size. And what we're hoping is that the payment stream in green and the payment stream in black will have the same fair market value. And since we're comparing two different payment streams, we do want to pick a focal point. I typically like to move around the fewest amount of monies as possible, and I also typically like to use the future value formula rather than the principal or present value formula. So I'm actually going to pick the focal point to be 9 months from today, and I'm going to move everything over there. This implies we should be able to turn this into a 4-step process. Step number 1 is to calculate the future value of this equal-sized payments 3 months from today. And that means we now should be able to add up that green payment stream. In steps 2 and 3, we'll calculate the future value of the payments that were not made, and then we can add them up. And then in the last step, we can compare these two added values and hopefully solve for x. So let's begin with step number 1, which is to calculate the future value of x dollars, and we need to move it forward from the 3-month mark to the 9-month mark. Here, we know that the frequency value is 4 because we have money that's compounding quarterly, but how many months are in between our 3 to 9-month mark? Well, we actually have 6 months here. So when we multiply t times f, we should see that we actually go through 2 compounding periods. So n is equal to 2. And simplifying this expression, we get about 1.02161. .556. So that's going to be the coefficient that is in front of this particular value of x. And that's the best we can do with step number 1. We'll come back to that later. Next, we're going to calculate the future value of our payment of $1,550 at the same interest rate. And again, we need to figure out what the value of n is going to be. Well, we know that the frequency number is 4, but how many months have we gone through if this payment was due 6 months ago? Well, it's gone through 6 months to get to today, and then it has to go through 9 more months to get to our focal point. So it has to go through 15 months altogether. If we multiply 15/12 times 4, we should get that n is equal to 5, or it's gone through 5 compounds to get to our focal point. And simplifying this expression, we should get $1,635.12. Next, let's calculate the future value of our missed payment of $1,850. We're going to use the same 1 plus I. And again, we need to figure out the value we need for n. The frequency number is still 4 here. And now what we need to do is we need to add up our 24 months to get to the today range, and then add our extra 9 months to get to our focal point. So we've actually gone through 33 months altogether. And when we multiply t and f together, we should see that n is equal to 11, or that we've gone through 11 compounding periods. And simplifying this expression, we get $2,080.91. Now we're in a good space to compare our payment streams. So remember what we discussed earlier is that to get the fair market value of our green payment stream 9 months from today, we're going to add X and 1 together. And then to get the fair market value of the black payment stream, we should add 2 and 3 together. This means that X plus our 1.02X should be equal to 1635.12 plus 2080.91. Simplifying the right-hand side, we get 3,716.03. And then collecting like terms on the left-hand side gives us 2.02161556x's. Which means that in order to finish off the question and solve for x, we need to divide both sides by this 2.02 number. And dividing the right-hand side by that long decimal number, we get that x is $1,838.15. So our two equal-sized payments, represented up here by our green x's, should be $1,838.15.